What's going on, guys? Hello, Facebook. Don't worry. Hey, guys. So glad you're here. If you're watching the replay of this, please share this. Please watch it all the way through. Right now, we're obviously going through some times right now where we need community. Okay. We also need direction. And there is a lot right now that is going on, okay, in the world. We have this coronavirus, and a lot of people are they're freaking out. Okay. A lot of people living in fear. I've gotten a lot of text messages and personal messages from people fearful of the economy. They're fearful of what's going on with health, right? Obviously. And, it's just a very trying time right now. We've never seen something like this happen before. And so what this is going to be about, guys, is me, Keith, Chandler, and Ryan, which they're going to introduce themselves in a second. We really want to just pour into you guys and pour into your lives. And whoever's on here, okay, just interact with us. Let us know, we're here to help. We have encountered some strategies and things that we have helped, that we have used to help us in our personal lives. And so, am I live? Are we live right now? Can you see it? Okay, cool.
We are live.
You're live? All right. Just checking. Hi, guys.
The delay
is popping in. By the way, if you're popping in, I can't actually see who's on here. But if you're popping in, just let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know if any fears that you might have. We want to address them on this live, okay? So we got me here, Joe Dillon.
Keith Gaines.
We got my buddy Keith Gaines in the building.
What's up, everybody?
We got Chandler.
Hello. How is everyone?
And then
what's up? We have Ryan.
Mr. Ryan Owens.
Hello, everybody.
You look like you're about to interview us on a podcast right now.
I know.
Here we are. This is a special mic for special times. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, great. I love
the special mic.
So listen, guys. We wanted to do this live because we just want to spread, instead of the cloud of fear that the media is spreading, we want to spread love. We want to spread strength and power within this community, within you guys, so that you don't have to live in fear, okay? Because the real situation, guys, obviously there's a lot going on as far as the actual realities of the physicalities of what's going on, okay? But we're here to discuss the reality and the realness of the fear that is going on right now, okay? The anxiety, right? Because fear causes anxiety. Anxiety causes stress, and it really throws your body out of balance, okay? So we want to be here to answer any questions you guys might have. Again, we're not pretending we know all the answers, but we have developed some tactics within ourselves, great people, surrounded ourselves with great people, and we're doing our best to conquer fear and conquer anxiety and really come into a place of love and strength, okay? So again, we are, guys, in unprecedented times. Hey, Keith. We're in unprecedented times right now, guys, and I want to bring to light the seriousness of the subject, okay? We in no way want to undermine what's going on. We want to bring light to what is going on, but we also want to discuss the reality and that bigger reality of what's really going on inside of your bodies and your minds, okay? So, and
we really want to bring good energy to your news feed tonight. That's another thing we're looking forward to doing.
Yeah, sorry guys, we got Charlie here. Hello, Charlie.
That's the most I've heard Charlie ever speak.
Yeah, Charlie usually doesn't bark, by the way, but it's all right. So, guys, I want to start us off, guys, and again, what happens in your body when fear and anxiety are present, okay? And as you can see, there's a lot of people that are really freaking out right now. There's people that are in very much survival mode, right? In the danger survival mode, and they're reacting to everything that is going on and really what the media is portraying, okay? And we want to address how to position yourself to overcome that fear and anxiety in your mind and your body and also in your soul, okay? And so we're gonna first be addressing the body, all right? And first of all, the effects that it has on your body. And again, Chandler, Ryan, just, chime in. Guys, this is also going to be very conversational. Okay. There's no real scripts or agendas here.
Yeah.
And so if you guys have any questions or you want us to bring up a topic and discuss it, please just type it in the comments. And Cass, you're going to be my secretary here. So you're going to have to let me know if people have questions. Okay. So,
and let us know where you're at. Let us know where you guys are at watching this right now.
We have some people from Colombia.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and guys, again, we're not pretending here to be doctors. We're not health professionals. We're merely here trying to pour into you guys on a mental, emotional, spiritual level. Okay, so let's first talk about the body. Okay, so here's what's happening, guys. When stress is entering your mind, your body can react to certain triggers of your past. Okay, so every single one of us have triggers and traumas from our past that instilled fear within us. Okay, and what happens when something like this type of a catastrophic, quote unquote, event,
pandemic, is
that fear rises to the surface. Okay, and you can literally feel that fear around your body. And so, Chandler, I know you're. So, by the way, just tell them a little bit about you and kind of your background and what you've done. And I know you're going to lead us in that body section since you have a lot of expertise there.
Yeah, I mean, I am heavily involved in health, fitness, wellness. It's been something that I've been involved with my whole entire life. I am one of the owners of Rebuilt Meals, which is a meal prep company here in the Tampa area. And I'll mention that a little bit later on how we're trying to, help with the business. But a lot of things that are happening right now that I'm noticing is a lot of people are spending obviously a lot of time on their phones. They're absorbing all of the environmental stress that's around us, and they're also absorbing the stress that's popping up on their phone. So we're constantly in this state of let's call it survival. And if we're breaking it down into the mechanics of the body, if we are looking down at our phone, we are already cutting off our like nice flow for breathing, our diaphragm, we're collapsing it. And so if you are to be on your phone and be absorbing some of this, some of the data that is floating around online, try to hold the phone a little bit straight up in front of you. But the biggest things are to kind of, because we are doing a lot of things on this very, very subconscious level, where our environment is the most important thing for us, or the environment is the most important thing. So we need to make sure we're protecting our environment. We need to make sure we're protecting our internal state of being when we wake up first thing in the morning, and we're controlling our emotions. We're controlling how our hormones are fluctuating throughout the day when there's, again, so much environmental stress that's coming in onto us. It's our responsibility to make sure we are in that peak state to defend all the stress off, because currently right now the world is with all of this, let's call it media hype. I mean, that's some of my take on it. We can talk about conspiracy theories later if you guys want to, but right now everyone is focused on exactly what the media is feeding us, and whether they're blowing out of control or not blowing out of control, that doesn't even matter. What we do know is the things that are actually happening, which is everyone's in this panic stage right now. And so everyone's kind of trying to hoard supplies, and they're trying to, get their gas filled up, or they're just kind of in a state of panic, and they're distancing each other, distancing themselves from each other, which now we see is really probably the best thing to do, but there's many ways to stay healthy.
Sure.
So
let's talk about so real solutions right now. Okay, so obviously what happens, guys, when fear enters your body is you start to close up, you start to shut down, right? And let's talk about solutions. Like, what can they do now, right? Because obviously we want to make sure, guys, guys chime in, Ryan and chime in whenever you want, but we need to keep we need to keep our bodies in movement. Okay, we need to get our energy flowing, right? If you're home, obviously we're in a quarantine state right now. don't sit on the fucking couch for 12 hours. All right. Get up, get moving, get outside, get some sunlight if you can. And by the way, I'm going to give you a chance to read it in a second, but Keith has a friend and she just texted him about the severity of the subject. So we should be practicing that 6 feet, what is it called? Social distancing, right? Yeah. So be responsible, but still, if you can, get some sunlight, get out in nature, guys. And just get your energy flowing, get your body moving. Still do your exercise, do your yoga, do your gym, hit the weights if you can. Like,
yeah, dude, I went to the gym today, and it's funny because this guy was like, "Are you sure you want to go to the gym? Are you sure about that?" I'm like, "Dude, I gotta work out, bro." And I actually went, and it wasn't full, but there's a lot of people there. Like, I'm not, just be mindful of, sanitizing your hands and maybe not shaking hands and that kind of stuff, but you don't have to live in a bubble. I mean, this is just my personal view.
Yeah.
But I had to go to the gym because I had so much anxiety and so much like pent up energy from all this chaos and mayhem and craziness that I had to go push some weights. I had to go kick some dumbbells. Like I had to go let it out. And then I went for a nice long jog after that in the sunlight with my shirt off, getting that vitamin D. And I felt so much better. Like, we realize that we're building up this negative energy in our bodies, and that stuff that bleeds into our cells, it bleeds into our tissue, it bleeds into our brains, our neurotransmitters, our muscles. Like every single cell in our body is a microorganism. It has intelligence. And that negative energy, if you don't let it out some way, it will stay in your body and it will manifest. It will create sickness and disease, illness, and more anxiety. It will perpetuate itself. So it's so important. I can't, Chandler, he knows, we all know that.
Keep going.
Exercise and getting your body moving is so important. Like for letting energy out, the energy's got to go somewhere. Okay.
Right.
It's got to go somewhere. It's not going to just leave by itself.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah. So but what I would like to say again, I mean, and this is what we might differ on this, right? And it's totally fine, right? Like, we're not here pretending to all come from the exact, like, everything we're going to agree on every single point. But I would just suggest, like, being in the more open your environment is, for example, the world, right? For example, nature, being in nature, you have a very open environment. It's not closed, right? And so, especially when you're in nature, especially when you're around anything green, trees, grass, water, it literally absorbs that negative energy, okay? And and especially if you can do it like isolated, like, for example, today and yesterday, I went to Epps Park, which is right here in Seminole Heights in Tampa.
Seminole Heights,
hey,
what's up? Where my Seminole Heights peeps at?
All right, but Keith is not lying. Look, it makes you feel so much fucking better during this time. Do not, like, even though you're in quarantine and you're quarantining yourself, don't fucking sit on the couch for 12 hours.
G-rated for everybody. G-rated.
No cussing?
Yeah, G-rated for everybody.
You sure?
Kids, you know who's watching this?
Violation.
wait, Ryan.
I'm gonna bust in for a second.
Ryan, ring the violation bell, though. Ring the violation bell.
I already did, man.
Everybody.
I already did. I'm on top of it. Any violations or speculations, I've got it.
No.
All right, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I'm just feeling very present with my brothers here right now. This is the beginning of a continual, we want to be here with you guys to share in this energy. Now we're all, we decided to take imperfect action tonight and get on here with you guys. This is not something that's been pre-planned for weeks, but we noticed the need. These 4 guys on here and a few people watching have been spending a lot of time preparing and getting rid of a lot of fears in their own lives and preparing to be able to pour out to you, not as a medical professional, not as someone who's going to give you any medical advice, but something that's going to give you the ability to let go. That's what all of us have spent good time here to doing. And whatever you pick from the night, we're going to have some great tips, but please follow back the next time, because we're going to be here with you as we want to put at least a pause button on a lot of the negativity and fear that's on the news feed tonight. That's really my intention for being here. And I just want to thank my brothers here for doing the work, because you guys are going to definitely take some value from tuning in. I'm going to learn a lot from these guys tonight myself. That's about all I have to say.
I'm always
Ryan, get
Love you, man.
get-
Love you, man.
We love you, bro. Get your humble ass out of here.
All right, I'll get rid of him. I just wanted to start
We
humble.
love you, bro. We love you. And
I
listen,
know.
guys, for anybody that's watching, please share this, okay? Because we're gonna be going through right now, and we're gonna be going through a lot of concrete, helpful tips, tactics, not only for your body, which we just talked about your body. Well, we're gonna continue to dive into that, and Chandler's gonna talk about food right now, okay? And then we're gonna be talking about the mind, okay? How to create coherent waves, brain waves within your mind, which basically pulsate out to your entire body. And then we're going to be talking about the overall collective and how you guys should be approaching this and being inclusive rather than divisive, right? But inclusive doesn't mean being socially irresponsible. Like I said, I want to be very, very clear about that. Okay. Right now, it's serious, right? And if we want to really get a hold on this thing, we should be very responsible. Every single person should feel like if they take an action, it's going to affect the entire world, because it is. Okay, so take that social responsibility within yourself, practice social distancing, get 6 feet away from people.
Yeah, we're breaking the law right now, dude. We're breaking the law.
No, but for real.
Or at least they're quarantined together.
Hey,
No,
dude.
but seriously though, seriously. And also, don't take this like, don't be
Yeah, have fun with it a little
don't
bit.
be too serious,
Yeah.
about this, right? Because your vibrations are really, really important. Like the level of vibrations in your body, which we'll discuss, is very important as we enter these questionable, uncertain phases of life. So, Chandler, you want to talk about food a little bit and what they should be eating? Chandler, you there?
Well, food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Food, yes. Hungry.
You know, I'm sure many people are gone to the stores and they've noticed a ton of outages in the food. There's a lot of services out there, not only Rebuilt Meals, which is one of my companies, but many other meal prep companies out there. Pick whichever one is going to be most beneficial for you guys, where they package the food, they deliver them right to your house. There's also produce companies and meat companies that deliver everything directly to your door, where they still have an abundance of food, because a lot of these companies, we are all connected with the major food distributors. And a lot of times, since we have consistent ordering, we have priority. And so we aren't experiencing any shortages through our distributors. The grocery stores can't keep up with the demand enough. And if everyone were to be shopping in the same style as what they were, and not to stock up and hoard up, there would be a little bit more for everyone to go around in the grocery stores. But we have the beauty of the internet, and we have the beauty of these different services out there. And I'll compile a list together of the different services that I know of, that I've used in the past, and that I trust and recommend. And I'll make sure to get that put in a PDF so everyone can kind of use it and utilize it, or I'll put it in the comments here so you guys can, if you guys are experiencing food shortages, know that obviously I am biased because of Rebuilt Meals, so I will plug them in. And then also all the resources that, again, are going to be beneficial to get groceries, food, all supplied directly to your home. Some different types of foods also that are supplementation. There's some really, really amazing supplements out there now, where if it comes to the point where, say, you can't go out and get vegetables, make sure you're keeping your body high in nutrients, I would say invest in some sort of powdered green juice of some sort. If you're local to Tampa, NutriShop has an amazing green juice. I think they're selling it in a pair right now. It's like a morning and an afternoon. Also, Organifi is another great one out there that you guys can utilize. And when it comes to the food, one thing that I would encourage people to start practicing is, because we want to have a control over our hormones. We want to have control over our body and our current state. And so food is one section of what's going to contribute to all that. Obviously, you have your mind, your body, doing things outside. So there's a lot of things that are going to encompass this. But when it's coming down to the dieting style, your lifestyle, I would encourage people to start practicing an intermittent fasting dieting style if your health permits it. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I do know that intermittent fasting is not right for everyone, but I do know the benefits of intermittent fasting. I've experienced them firsthand, and it's probably one of my preferred dieting styles because one, it's going to reduce the amount of food that you're eating. The amount of food that we currently eat as Americans is absurdly or excessively more than what we should be intaking. So if someone's taking in 3,000, 4,000 calories a day, which most people probably are in that realm, or they're bringing in 2,000 of really bad calories. But when you're bringing these excess amount of, you don't need all those calories. Your body only needs probably about 1,500 to 2,000 and 2 or 3 separate meals. Again, depending on what your goal is, but we're looking for longevity here. Whenever I'm speaking about diet nutrition, I'm speaking about how to keep the body running for the longest amount of time at the most optimal amount of level or optimal level. And so intermittent fasting is going to provide, it's going to help you if you're balancing your carbs out right. So it's very simple. Just try to stay away from processed carbs, stick to your whole foods like vegetables. Potatoes are okay. Sweet potatoes are definitely preferred, but trying to just keep mainly a high fat, high vegetable focused diet. If you eat meat, that's another great way to incorporate fats and proteins into your diet. But the intermittent fasting will help regulate your hormones. And when your hormones are a little bit regulated, when you're not constantly fluctuating with a surge of insulin or your blood sugar is not rising and dropping consistently from eating meal to meal to meal. Because when you eat breakfast, your blood sugar spikes. When you eat lunch, your blood sugar spikes. When you eat dinner, your blood sugar spikes. What it's doing is your body's trying to bring back your hormones down to equilibrium. And so when that happens, it's also sending different signals into your brain, making you think differently, feel differently. It makes you posture your body different. You start breathing different. And so this all has a massive trickling effect on the way that we're thinking and feeling and receiving our emotions, because it's okay to feel fear, but you can't have the attachment to the fear that's being generated inside of you. I actually encourage you to bask in the fear, recognize the fear, and find out where it's truly coming from, because a lot of times fear is vulnerabilities within yourself being exposed. And a lot of us shy away from it because it's hard for us to see, recognize, and want to jump into. So I encourage you to jump into that fear, hold it, write it down, and recognize it and use it as some sort of fuel for yourself. Maybe it's exposing a vulnerability in your life that you haven't addressed in a relationship, in your business, whatever it may be. I made a post earlier about this, how all those things, kind of lost my flow, lost my train of thought. Forget about the post. Back on intermittent fasting.
That was good. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Hey, we have a question though. If we just pause here for a second, because we're just getting our feet wet tonight. Mark Bowman, he's been really active in the comment section. Mark's got a good question. He wanted to know what do we want out of this? Tell him like really why we're here tonight. Like what do we want to see happening after watching the videos and information we're putting out?
So the question is, what do we, like us four, want out of it?
He says, what is all this work you're doing for you guys? He said, I mean, what do you want out of this? What do we want for our audience and for all of us? What do we want out of this?
All right. So let me at least address this. So all we want, honestly, is to help out the world that really needs us right now. Okay. Because, and I'll just tell you personally. So I have a business. It's very successful. And, you know, I've made millions in my lifetime. Right now, I don't give a, are we being?
Yeah, we're being
PG?
Being PG.
I do not care about business as it relates to my personal
guidance.
selfish gain. In fact, I'm stopping at pretty much everything and working on this to basically help out the conscious collective. Why? Because right now, it's never been more important that we need to come together as a community, right? And not be divisive, not live in fear, because we can literally feel that in the collective, right? We can literally feel that. And so I'm getting nothing personal selfish gain from this. I'm actually losing personal selfish gain in the selfish gain world. I'm losing from this because I'm not even focused on my business right now. I'm focused on how can I help the collective community. And I've actually been wanting to do this for a while. And again, as we enter these very uncertain times. Nobody knows what's happening. I think it's ever more important to bring to light the power of community, the power of love, the power of strength, the power of empowering ourselves, our own bodies, our own minds, so that we can build a new world. This could even get serious to the point where like we will have to rebuild a lot of systems, right? We might have to rebuild the way that we operate. Who knows how this can get? But the thing that I will literally die for is I will die to create a world that is not all about selfish gain, because that's all what capitalism was about from now, since we started this whole thing. And it's a lot about selfish gain. And even I was in that world. And it was just all about focus on me. And so when I was able to just literally stop everything that I was doing for my personal selfish gain in my business, and I focus on other people, my energy, my being totally shifted. I was really feeling the fear, right? I was fearing for my own business. I was fearing for my health. I was honestly really feeling it, to be honest, guys. I was totally all up in it. And once I started collaborating with these three other, very fine gentlemen here, my energy totally shifted, because I wasn't focused on me. I was focused on something bigger than myself. And so to answer your question, Mark, as far as selfish gain, I'm getting nothing out of this. I really just want to help as much as I can, because I've realized what it's doing to people, what the fear is doing to people right now, and the world needs help.
Let me jump in on that question. So I want to give a little bit of a different perspective, because Joe is a very successful businessman. He owns a very successful real estate business. I know a lot of people out there that are listening to this or watching this may not have that success. A lot of people are probably living paycheck to paycheck, and they've been watching their bank account like hawks for the past week, wondering how long until their money runs out. Like, that's a serious concern that a lot of people have right now. Like, you have a certain amount of money left, and if you're not working, if you're not going, if your company, there's a lot of people getting laid off. Like, I talked to a friend today who had to lay off an entire hotel staff, because nobody is going to hotels. And that's going to be happening in the restaurants too. When restaurants start closing down, the whole restaurant staff are going to be laid off. And so the real concern, I think more so, is the lower, probably middle class, the lower middle class, average American that is struggling right now, freaking out on how they're going to pay their bills. I have an Airbnb business, and I rely on Airbnb for my livelihood. Airbnb has died. And like within days, I had from fully booked units to zero bookings. Okay. I am concerned right now for my personal livelihood. I am concerned with how much money I have in my bank and how long it's going to last. Like, really don't know how long it's going to last. And you know what I'm learning through this process? I'm learning to trust in the universe. I'm learning to trust in God, if you will, whatever your version or idea of God is. Like, if there's ever a time to look within to that infinite resource that lives within all of us, now is the time. If you're relying on yourself to fix this problem, this is a problem that is bigger than any one individual. But if you stay mindful of your connection to source, your connection to God, your connection to the universe, like the universe lacks nothing. There is no lack when it comes to the creator, our infinite creator. There's no lack. The only lack that exists is the lack that's between our ears. Okay. And I know that's a hard thing to digest right now, because you're looking at your bank account, you're looking at your bills, your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend maybe just got laid off, or you're working from home and maybe they cut your pay. There's endless scenarios that are directly impacting people's wallets and bank accounts right now. And the only word I can give you that that's really hit home for me is just trusting in that infinite source that is bigger than me, that that life force that is bigger than me, trusting in God. I mean, to put it simply, whatever your belief system is, trusting that will suffice, trusting that will come through. You know what I mean? And like, here's an example. I'm just going to be real with you guys. So I expressed to Joe that a few days ago that my Airbnb was dried up and it's totally empty. So he went ahead and booked it for the next 2 weeks. Like, I didn't expect that to happen, and he paid for it. And we're actually, that's where we're doing this live from right now. But that is an example of the universe filling a need that I had just by me being honest and being vulnerable and transparent. Yeah, I had to basically be honest with him and tell him, yeah, dude, I'm struggling. Like, if there's ever a time to be honest and vulnerable and transparent with people, it's right now. Like, all y'all running around like you got it all figured out, maybe, and you're financially, I'm good. But you're lying to people like you're really not good. You really are worried. Like, be transparent, be vulnerable. Like, there's no shame in that at all. There's no shame in that. We are here together to help each other. People want to help their neighbors. People want to help their friends and family. People want to make a difference in other people's lives. So don't rob them of that opportunity. If you're facing some serious financial struggle, just be honest and be transparent with people. So I know a lot of people are worried about finances right now, and myself included. But I'm trusting in God. I'm trusting. What else can I do? Really? I mean, what else can you do?
Thank you. Thank you, Keith. That's really good, man. I took some notes here. I'm taking a lot of notes. Because I'm learning from you guys, and we want to make sure we give you some really actionable items tonight too. So I want to talk to you guys. Let's talk to these people. There's some specialized skills in this group right here. We've been working a long time, and I know there was some great fire there, and we recapped a few things that we all know is going on. But what can people do tonight? We talked about food. That's going to take a while to set in. What can we do tonight to ease some of the fear and get some clarity so that we're able to focus on those other things with a still heart? I always found that fear is going to be a tap on the shoulder to open up the heart more. I'd like to take the next few minutes to talk about how can we open up the heart more? How do we get still? How do we actually get to a centered place where we can make good decisions right now while there's so much to be thought about and so much to be taken in? So you guys are specialized and skilled on how to answer this question. How do we get centered, and how do we get still so that we can make decisions from a place of power and of clarity? I want to talk about that. Dig in, boys.
I'm glad you asked.
I am too.
Dude, so like, I think your morning routine, and I know all you guys can attest to this,
Boom.
is the most important thing, hands down, that you can be doing for yourself, and making sure that time is specifically carved out for you. If you have kids, wake up before your kids. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning, you got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's just your life situation. But you have to carve that first hour out in your day, or 30 minutes, if you have 30 minutes, or 10 minutes. If you don't have 10 minutes for yourself, like Tony Robbins says, you don't got a life. And so what I simply, I do, my routine ranges from 7 minutes all the way to 2 hours. And, obviously I'll give you guys the 7-minute ones or maybe I can give you the 2-hour ones too. Like, I can go through the whole entire thing for you guys. We all look like, if this quarantine thing happening, I think we might have a lot of time on our hands to really get connected with our inner self. But first thing in the morning, first thing before you go to bed. So what's more important, your AM routine, the way that you set your evenings up moving into your AMs, because if you go in with a bad mindset in the mornings, you might wake up a little disgruntled. But something that's huge, a lot of people do that they don't realize is affecting them. And I know, Joe, you're going to talk a little bit about this as well, which is the brain waves. We all sleep, or most of us, or a lot of us sleep with our phones in our room most of the time next to our bed, but most of the time it's in the room, whether it's on your dresser or on the other side of the room or wherever it may be. Most of us are sleeping with our phone that's in our room. And what that's doing on a subconscious level is that's telling your body in your subconscious that you're ready to receive notifications, or you're ready to receive a message, or you're in an alert mode. So this does never allow you to get into your deep dream sleep or your REM cycle. In addition to that, with sleeping in your room, your phone releases something called electromagnetic frequencies, which is when your Wi-Fi is going off, or your Bluetooth. It's anything that's basically wireless. 5G is a big thing that people have been talking about, which is a whole nother topic that we can talk about. So if you must sleep with your phone in your room, at least turn your phone onto airplane mode and turn the Wi-Fi off inside of your house. Because what an electromagnetic frequency does is it disrupts your brain waves and the cycles that your brain is going through in order to move into your REM sleep cycle. And that's where your body really gets true healing and true rest. So basically, just take your phone out of your room and turn off all your wireless signals. Very simple. You'll notice a drastic difference. If you don't have an alarm clock, Amazon it. They'll deliver right to your house. Amazon's still up and running. It's $5. You can get a very, very cheap one, or turn it on a very, very loud in a different room to where you have to get up and out of your bed. But that's a very small, simple thing. And the reason I'm telling you to do that is because sleeping is super, super essential to, one, keeping our immune system strong, and two, it ensures that we have clarity moving into the day. Because when we're not in control at all of our external surroundings and our environment, we're only in control of the state that we're in. We want to make sure we're doing everything to optimize this vessel that we're living in. The only thing that we're really promised right here and right now, that this is under control, or at least we have awareness of what's happening within it, and nothing is happening on a subconscious level. So we want to be conscious of all of the bodily functions that are happening, from hormone fluctuation and going to sleep. And so these are small little tweaks that I'm kind of going into and giving you guys that are only going to take a short period of time to do. I know I'm going into a lot of explanation, but this is kind of to add to why these things are important. Because if I just told you turn your phone off, it's a lot easier for you to bypass the instruction of turn your phone off because you don't understand how it disrupts you. So turn your phone off before going to bed. When you first wake up, do not grab your phone. When it's on airplane mode, keep it on airplane mode, because the second that you turn that phone off of airplane mode, you are going to be blasted and flooded with whatever notification is that you get. If you don't get notifications or something, then something's going to pop on your phone. Just keep it on the airplane mode for at least 30 minutes after you wake up, and do the same thing 30 minutes before you go to bed. And these are very, very important times. You need to signal to the brain that you're getting ready for bed, and you need to signal, or you need to do a certain set of things to basically optimize your day. So when you wake up, your phone's on airplane mode. You do your quick little stretch, wiggle your fingers, move your toes, do all that stuff. Go walk outside. The second that you can go walk outside, whether it's 4 a.m. or 7 a.m, so sometimes you may have sunlight, you may not have sunlight. It's awesome when you get to wake up and the sun's just kind of cresting over. But obviously, the important key note that I want to make here is that you're walking outside barefoot and grounding yourself. So when we are in a state of unknown and uncertainty, we're moving into uncertain times. We want to make sure that we're staying grounded, because everything's up in the air, moving all over the place. So we want to walk outside, put your feet into the ground, the dirt, the grass, if it's fake grass, if it's concrete, whatever you have to do. It's just important to get outside and put your bare feet on the ground. Really, really prefer it to be actual little earth, because concrete is something that's not even concrete's concrete. Next thing is that you want to go drink some water. You want to immediately hydrate your body. Actually, hold on. Sorry. Let me back up real quick. Let me back up.
All right. By the way, let's just tell them like the short, meaty things, so we can keep, because we do have a few more things to cover. So I
get excited, man. I get excited, and I'm like, yo.
I know. So look, Chandler, guys, Chandler is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to a lot of the physical things about your body. He studied a lot on food, what kind of foods to ingest, and what kind of bodily practices to do. So Chandler is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. So if anybody here,
so we'll cut it real simple. We'll cut it real simple.
There's about 40 people on. If you guys want to reach out to Chan personally about any specific details, again, guys, we're here. Like, we're literally here to serve you, like nothing fucking else. Okay. So, so go ahead, brother. You're doing fucking awesome. I love the things that you're suggesting right now. For real. So
luckily for me, I can get spacey and I can ramble, and I'll go on. Again, I get super pumped and excited about this stuff.
Like he's doing right now.
Damn it. So
there's no speculation though. I haven't even been able to use my bell. No speculation tonight.
Yo, we gotta get the bell to come out.
Like a backup bell.
Say some speculation. Speculate on something.
There's a shadow government.
There's just been a lot of great content here.
Okay, so here's the bullet points. You wake up. you go outside, you ground yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to get moving a little bit, whether you do some jumping jacks or if you do some burpees or if you do some simple push-ups, air squats, whatever you do, you only need to do it for about 2 or 3 minutes to start elevating your heart rate. Once you are done doing your small little exercise, that's 3 or 4 minutes. If you want to do more, definitely do more. Take 7 deep breaths. It's going to be in through the nose. And it's out through the mouth. And it's very vital that you want to do 7 of these because this is what it's doing. It's reprogramming the neural pathways inside of your brain to relax, remain present. You want to listen to your breath go in. It comes down to the bottom of your lungs. You expand your diaphragm and you hold it there for about 7 seconds if you can. And then you release for approximately 7 seconds. Okay. And then when you're done with this, you're going to do 7 full breaths of this. You place your hand up, you're outside, you're still outside and you're grounded. You put your hand over your heart and you let it beat. Simply listen to your heartbeat. And you can practice any sort of gratitude that you want to practice for yourself, whether it be, I'm thankful for my heart, I'm thankful or grateful for the life that I'm experiencing in this world, or whatever your gratitude is. Grateful for my kids, the food. It can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be, but simply expressing some sort of gratitude and silence outside in the stillness of some sort. That gratitude, if doing that every single day, and it's awesome if you can write it down, because if you can get something out of your head and onto paper and try to start maybe journaling a little bit, this rewires the neurotransmitters and the neural pathways inside of the brain, the way they communicate with each other, and it readjusts the way that you're looking at things in life. And so if you ever bought a Honda Civic or like a specific type of car, and you've never seen this car anymore, and you thought you're the only one to have this car, and you finally get it and you notice it's everywhere, it's because your brain is now rewired to look at the things that are relative in your life. So when you start practicing this gratitude exercise, the same thing starts happening where you start looking at things and you're like, I'm grateful for that. And that small, simple thing that you say to yourself and the recognition can have a dramatic impact throughout your day. And another thing, last thing is
okay, go
no
ahead.
coffee first thing in the morning.
No coffee?
No coffee.
Absolutely.
No coffee first thing.
Like
your body wake up.
Yeah. So guys, on that, so whenever you drink coffee, as soon as you wake up, you're messing with your body's ability to regulate cortisol. And over time, that will really create and increase the anxiety within your body. Even strong green tea and strong tea with caffeine can have the same effect. But yeah, so I totally agree with that. So I'll give my 2 cents on this, guys. So real practical matters right now, guys. If you are suffering with that fear, if you feel the fear in your body or even in your mind, the first step is awareness. Okay, so you want to be aware of how it is affecting your body. Again, like for me personally, when I get fear, my body literally closes up. And I don't know if this is TMI, but like legit, if I'm really fearful, like my intestines or my stomach will start to close up, and it's hard for me to poop.
There we go. I've been waiting for some. I just wanted to throw that. I didn't know when somebody was going to do something vulnerable. A lot of tips and tricks here.
Is that all right, guys? All right.
These boys all got stories.
Have you pooped today?
I did poop today, actually. Hey. All right. All right. So listen, guys.
Healthy.
Let's fucking talk about meditation. Okay.
Thank you. Been waiting on this subject.
Look, I think that out of everything that we've talked about today, meditation is the #1 tool that you can use to increase the vibrations in your body, right? Because, for example, I was really feeling it, and I jumped on a call with these guys the first time we started discussing, even talking about doing this, and I was like, "Look, guys, like to be real, I'm even feeling this, and I'm feeling this way, and I'm closed up, and I didn't like it. I didn't like how I felt, and so." What I did, and I'll tell you guys, immediate, actionable, tangible steps. What I did that literally changed my entire energy within a few hours is, first and foremost, I got around love. And how corny does that sound? I don't like it's not okay. I literally got around people that I love.
That's beautiful, man.
Which like what does that mean? I literally came to this guy's house. I jumped on the phone with Chandler and then with Ryan. And even just after 2 hours, just talking with them, laughing with them, guys, laughing It's important that you guys have a good time, like try to have a good time right now, laugh, be in good energy, be in good and good company. Okay. And one thing that I immediately did yesterday, I think it was yesterday, because I was feeling super off when I woke up, because I'm extra sensitive to energies. I don't know if some of you might be, but I am. So I can literally feel the dark cloud of fear, especially because I live in an apartment building. Okay. So what I did was I went to a park, like I said, got some sunlight. I got some sun on my skin. Literally just being in nature slows down your heart rate, and it slows down your tempo, the tempo of your life. And for those of you, there's some of us that struggle more with anxiety. There's some of us that struggle more with depression, and there's some of us that struggle more with anger. Okay. Me, for example, I'm not the depressed or angry type, but I struggle with anxiety. And so one thing that helps me tremendously is being in nature. There's a certain tempo in nature. I think I got this from The Power of Positive Thinking. I read that like 5 years ago. But there's a certain tempo in nature. Okay. And when you get out in nature, it's literally like a regulated tempo. It's not the tempo that's in urban cities. It's not the tempo that's in, business world or in your minds when you wake up and you're ready to attack the day. Right. It immediately puts you into a present state and a present place. And it's beautiful to just go see God's creation, nature, the way that the world naturally is. So I went to this park. There was water there, if you can get around running water. And then not only did I knocked out so many of these these tactics that I'm going to tell you. I got sunlight on my skin. I got my heart rate up because I did a workout there. And by the way, I know Keith, he's a gym. He loves to go to the gym and lift weights. Right now, if you want to be extra cautious and not go to the gym, you can do a ton of body exercises outside. Do push-ups, do burpees, do jumping jacks. There's a ton of stuff. You can literally look up calisthenics. You can look up body weight exercises on Google, and literally, guys, secreting, making sure that you're producing these hormones that are produced when you work out, serotonin, right? And all these things help elevate your mood and help get you out of that fear. So those things, like getting around people that I love, okay, laughing, just being with them, lifting each other up on a very tangible level, going outside, getting sunlight, working out, okay, getting your body up, doing cardio. I would suggest doing cardio for at least 15 to 20 minutes, getting your heart rate elevated. If you really want to get technical, 50 to 60, I think, or 60 to 75% of your maximum heart rate for 15 to 20 minutes. And then meditation. Okay.
I'll go into that a little bit.
Let's go into it. Let's go into it, because this is the most powerful tool, not only especially in this time, but even before this. I've been meditating for now about 5 years, really consistently for the past 2.5 years. And it's totally changed my life.
I would say if you didn't do anything else, but you meditated,
you'd be good.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
I would say likewise as well. And meditation is definitely the number one thing that you need to get from this. You've got a lot of tips in here. I hope you're taking some notes. And I hope, do anybody know why the forest and oceans and mountains all give us good feelings? Anybody know? Like the scientific reason? Okay, you don't have time to answer, but it's negative ions. That's what happens when you go into a forest, when you go near an ocean, running water, mountains, all that creates negative ions, which has an effect on the body. But also what has effect on the body is a chemical I think was mentioned tonight, cortisol. And we are all living in cortisol right now. This is the moment of cortisol. You've probably already been dealing with that, but this is an excess of it. This is a constant overstimulated amount of cortisol that we're all dealing with right now. So meditation is going to be the number one, or mindfulness. You might have heard both terms. And that's going to lower the cortisol, which is you are in your sympathetic nervous system right now. And what doing meditation is going to do by taking mindful breaths and being still is going to stimulate what's called the parasympathetic, which is where I want all of you to be by the end of this evening before you go to sleep. So these guys are going to talk about. We're all going to talk about some meditation techniques we might have, or maybe some breathing exercises. But to get yourself out of the state and the hormone of stress, you are literally walking, talking, operating your life through the hormones, actual chemicals of stress, mainly cortisol, and you're living by your sympathetic nervous system. So if anything I can help out with by the end of this and add my little 2 cents is that we need to stop. You've got to stop. You're online right now, and we're glad you're here because you're with us, and we're trying to bring some new energy to your news feed. But the fact remains is you have cortisol coursing through your system right now if you are not doing the inner work. So tonight, these guys have done inner work for months and years before this broadcast tonight. So I know you guys each have, and very quickly, tell us all, because there's 1,000 breathing exercises. Give us a little bit of just quick tips on how we can get centered, how we can breathe and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system tonight to start getting rid of the cortisol and create a foundation for opening that heart, which I talked about earlier, and really, really waking up tomorrow refreshed and able to take on what's going on in the world right now, all this fear.
Yeah.
Talk to us about meditation.
Yeah, let me jump in and add something to that on the meditation side. So, if you think of thoughts as things, thoughts have energy, okay? And now we're living in a time where we're all having probably a lot more thoughts going through our minds than we normally do. The power of meditation is basically giving your mind a vacation in a way. As you sit still, as you close your eyes, as you breathe deeply, as Ryan explained some of the science behind, the breathing, you basically get to a place where your thoughts start to quiet. Your mind starts to get a little stiller, a little bit more, a little less stressed, a little bit more connected with yourself, connected with, whatever your spiritual belief might be. And you really we live in an age where we're constantly getting bombarded by text messages and phone calls and emails and notifications and dings and dongs on our phones. And we're so freaking busy. We have so much going on all the time. It's no wonder why depression, anxiety, ADHD are the highest they've ever been in society, ever, because our brains are not designed to handle this much stimulus 24/7. We're not designed to handle it. Okay. And if you don't give yourself a break, if you don't give your mind a vacation for 10, 15, 20 minutes every single day, I don't see it getting better at all. I don't see it getting better at all for you. You're just going to continue to perpetuate that anxious and depressed state.
Especially during these times.
Especially
with all the media going on.
Yeah.
With all the media flooding our minds with, hey, this is the update. There's 10,000 of cases, or now there's 50, whatever it is, guys. This is a perfect example of something that you need to, be released from, essentially, right? And I want to go into a little bit of the science of meditation before we talk about meditation, okay? If there is one thing, again, I want to repeat this, guys. If there's one thing that you can get from this Facebook Live, if there's one thing that you can practice, if there's one thing that you can do literally after we end this call and get off this Facebook Live, meditate, okay? Yeah. And so before we actually go into the depths of it, I want to explain the science of it, okay? So real quick, without giving you guys a lecture, by the way, all of this, actually a portion of this is coming from the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Highly recommend that you guys, every single one of you, buy this book. Boom, boom, right there. My man, Dr. Joe Dispenza, is killing it. So listen, I'm going to make this short, quick, and meaty. Brian, I got you, bro. I got you. All right. So listen, we have different wavelengths of our brain. Okay. So we can start in delta. It's delta, then it's theta, then it's beta, then it's alpha, then it's beta. Okay. And in a short version, because I'm not going to go through the entire science of it because we don't have time right now. A lot of us are living in mid to high range beta waves, which is essentially high range beta is only designed for fight or flight, meaning it is the range of waves, brain waves, where let's say an animal who senses danger and he has to run away from a predator is in, okay? How often are we actually in those scenarios where we actually have to use a high range beta? Never, honestly, ever. And so when we're in that range of beta waves, right, it's very detrimental to our body, to our mind, and it creates incoherency. It creates incoherent brain waves throughout our entire body. And what that does is it very much increases the chance of you getting sick. It basically brings all of your body out of balance. Okay. And unfortunately, most of us live in the mid to high range beta, especially with all of this, as Keith was saying, with all of this stimulus that's coming at us 24/7, which is why Chandler said, put your phone away 30 minutes or even an hour before bed and an hour after you wake up. Okay. So that you give yourself that time. Okay. It's also why I said to go in nature. So that's essentially what meditation does, is it brings you down from high range beta to mid range beta to low range beta, and then down even further to alpha waves, where where it brings coherency. It brings
Call that up
into your brain waves. And that regulates a lot of your systems, like Ryan was talking about, the parasympathetic nervous system. And you will be able to act more calmly. You'll be able to act with more love, with more strength, with more power, as opposed to being closed. You'll be totally open, right? Not just physically, but like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And you'll be able to give more. Literally, when I did that act of booking the Airbnb, it was almost like instantaneous, and I felt lighter, and I felt higher. Literally felt my vibration getting higher. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the science behind it.
And by the way, alpha waves are what you're in when you're chilling and watching Netflix. So I want to make it clear that in the alpha state, you're very, very susceptible to information that's coming out from the outside world. So when you're vegging out on the couch, you are definitely in alpha waves. And usually when you're at work, just kind of chilling, doing the emails, you're in mid beta range. But the alpha is easily slipped into. You have it happen all the time. Netflix and chill is a good place. But you got to watch what you're taking in during those alpha waves.
So what meditation gives you access to is, guys, 95% of our actions, it might even be higher. I think Dr. Joe Dispenza says 95% of our actions come from our subconscious, like all these subconscious habits and patterns that have been running us for ages. It's literally like a program that was programmed into, like, it's literally a program that runs your life, essentially, based on previous traumas, based on previous experiences, right? Some of them are positive, some of them are negative. And during this time of the coronavirus, it is really bringing up that fear that has been stored in almost every single one of your bodies, and allowing it to surface, and it now comes out in those ways. And so what meditation can help you with is basically going down from beta range brain waves to alpha range, and then eventually even into theta. And like Ryan said, in alpha and theta, you can access your subconscious, and you can begin to actually change what's in there. And so if you meditate properly and you do it for long enough, you can literally change your state. You can change the way you're feeling. You can change the cloud of fear that is plaguing our society right now. Okay. And you can go from living a fear-based life, which is literally a life not worth fucking living. All right. I'm not keeping it G-rated this time.
Oh, I got that.
Right. So
I mean, I'm not a good listener.
I'm just being authentic. Okay. So
I dig it.
So what you can do with meditation is you can cultivate new ways of being. You can cultivate strength. You can cultivate purpose. You can cultivate love within you. And again, like, when you have access to your subconscious, when you are in those alpha and theta brain waves, you can start to alter that subconscious, that program that's running you, including the fear, right, from your past that's brought up to the surface during these coronavirus times. And so,
so what kind of meditation specifically can we share with us?
All right. So, actually, we've been on here for about an hour,
we
but
lost Ryan, by the way.
we lost Ryan.
Yeah, he was cutting off. He said he was ending at 8:30.
Mr. Ryan Owens. Oh, okay.
He told
Yeah.
us he had to take care
All
of
right. So
this.
Ryan might not be with us, but it's all good. So, we've been on here for about an hour. So we're going to continue to do this, guys. So there's a wealth of and depth of knowledge that we can go deep into, that we can probably be on Facebook Live every month or so. Okay. So don't worry. There's going to be a lot more lives after this, but basically the reason I'm saying that is because probably tomorrow or the day after, we'll all jump on, and what I want to do is a group meditation. Okay. A full group meditation on releasing that fear and anxiety and cultivating love and strength. And so I'll probably be a 30 to 45-minute meditation. So I won't go into actually doing it today, but it starts with a body scan. Okay. So anytime I enter a meditation, I do a breath, like immediately you want to start to get into a deeper, lower state as far as the brain waves go. You can do breath counts. Okay. So I immediately do 3 very long inhales and exhales. Okay. So like literally 1, and then like as long as I can. The whole thing probably lasts like a minute for 3 breaths. Okay. And then what you want to do is a body scan. Okay. So since your mind is always running, since we have a thinking mind, our thinking mind is always running, always running. A great way to silence it is to essentially bring the consciousness of your mind to start scanning your body. Okay. From your head all the way to your toe. All you're going to do is build awareness around each area. Okay. And then that'll take about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. The longer, the better, because once you start to really scan your whole body, and once you like after 10 minutes of that, let's say, you'll most likely already be in alpha state. Okay. In alpha brainwaves, where you have deeper access to your subconscious. And then you can start to really do some digging and do some real understanding of, one, how your body's feeling. Right? I always do like a sensation check. Okay, I check the sensations that my body's feeling right now, and then after that, like I'm very clear. It's very evident to me what I'm going through, because there can be underlying currents of anxiety that I didn't even realize was there, that I didn't even know was there. Most of you guys are so overstimulated on the external world that you won't even know what's going on internally until it gets really bad. Okay. And me, myself included. And so when hey, we got Ryan back.
Welcome back.
Yo, whoa, what's up?
Hey, can you ring the bell for us? Can you ring the bell for us?
Hey.
I'm missing it.
Woo! Daddy duties, baby. Daddy duties. Are we talking about meditation yet? Are we talking about how to people to rid fear?
We're about to give a practical guided meditation.
Yeah. So
real quick before we do that, because that's gonna be the crescendo here at the end of our show. Thank you for tuning in. Did we talk about observing the thoughts that are happening? I wanted to double back on what Keith said about the observance and the vacation from all the thoughts that are pouring into the head. So before we do that, if you haven't spoken about that, can I take a moment to
say what? This is the universe speaking, because I literally just stopped talking about
you're my soul brother,
entering into the subconscious, and I was about to talk about that. So
let me just throw some stank on it real quick and just talk about it, and you can thank on it. I'm gonna stank on it, you thank on it. Here we go. So we're having a lot of thoughts right now, aren't we? Can I get an amen from the choir?
We all over the place.
Okay, we have a lot of thoughts going on right now.
Show Ryan some love.
Hey, give me some love. Give me some love. Can I get some hearts? I can't see them, but look. There's a lot of thoughts, and what are we doing with
I'm cheating. I got my phone over here. There you go. That's just some personal.
Brother can't get in the flow state around here. Brother can't get in the flow state.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
All right. So the deal is all these thoughts, all the CNN, the Crisis News Network, everything that's coming in from Fox, the news feed, and everything. You are judging, labeling, entertaining, saying that's good, that's bad, putting labels on them, storing them away. You're continually putting something some sort of thought process, which creates emotions and feelings into what's happening, into all of the blurbs that are coming across on the news. So what meditation is going to do for the audience tonight the best is it's going to put you, when you learn this, you're not going, a lot of people talk about meditation. They act as if the brain's just going to empty all of a sudden. It's just going to clear up and you're going to have a little vacation. There's no thoughts or anything. And then they're like, man, there's a whole hell of a lot of thoughts. And they stop meditating because this guy told me there'd be no thoughts. I would just be chill. Ain't going to work like that, folks. But here's the trick. What you're able to do and what the point of this meditation is that I trust that we're going to go over tonight is that when those thoughts come in, you're to stay centered with your breath. And when those thoughts come in, I want you to not judge them. I want them to just be. I want them to float on by like a cloud. And we'll do the cloud meditation on the next one. I got a really good one that helps this with vision. But the facts remain is that you're not going to be labeling these thoughts anymore. You're not going to be giving them a good or a bad. You're not going to be allowing them to take you off. Just kidding. You will. You absolutely will let them take you off like an eagle, and you got to let that eagle drop you out of the sky again. The whole thing is to come back. If a thought takes you, which it will, you come back. You come back to center, the stillness, the presence that we're going to be talking and digging more into as these videos go along in the continual weeks. Because we're here for you, folks. We ain't going nowhere. We will be back. Don't label the thoughts. That's it. I'm at meaty, quick and meaty.
Mr. Ryan Owens.
That was great.
Mr. Ryan Owens, everybody. Mr. Ryan Owens.
Hey.
All right. By the way, Ryan is also in charge of our violation bell and our speculation bell.
This is for any speculation. This is speculation regulation. So when you hear on this show someone speculating on something, going really far into an opinion, like that's not verified, bro. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to ring the bell. But tonight's been pretty straightforward. No speculation.
All right, dude. I love that. I appreciate that, man. So guys, as I was saying, so doing the body scan, okay, doing the breath counts and becoming aware of how your body feels. After that, about 15 minutes in, then you can start to essentially do what Ryan said. And then whenever you notice thoughts coming up, you can become aware of them without judging them. And then as soon as you do that, there is an object, an observer and object relationship. And then all of a sudden you're not attached to your thought, and then it'll fade away, right? But you can start to become really aware of the thoughts that are running in your mind. So,
hey, real quick, for those people who are meditation illiterate and challenged, there are apps on your app store for Android and iOS. Calm is one, Headspace is one. I've used Headspace. You don't have to think about it. You put the headphones on, you press the button, go. And then it's it.
It's
the
been
thing about
amazing help.
The most common objection.
Like when I started, that's what I started with.
Yeah.
And guided meditations on YouTube. Those are great.
Those too, yeah.
Absolutely.
The most common objection I've heard from people that start to meditate is they feel like they're not doing it right and they stop. There's no wrong way to do it. The only thing to be mindful of is just doing it. Okay. It's like riding a bike. You weren't a pro on your bike when you were a kid. The first time you jumped on the bike, you had to learn the balance and you had to get familiar with it. It took a little bit of time. You got to stay with it. Consistency is key. That is the most important thing. If I could leave you with anything, is get started, be consistent, no matter how you feel. Don't self-judge or self-criticize. Stick with it, and results are guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure.
Results are guaranteed. And also remember too, that for those of you who do, you have a spiritual side, prayer is a profound form of meditation where you can speak to your God, you can speak to your higher power. And then meditation can also be where you're not talking to anything outside yourself, but then listening. Meditation allows you to hear things, not weird things like God's like, hey, Ryan, you got pretty still tonight. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. It ain't nothing like that.
Hey, hang on. Don't limit God.
I know, sorry. No
don't limit God.
Speculation.
Speculation.
Speculate. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
I'm sorry, bro.
I did it to myself.
I'm sorry, bro.
I did it to myself. But prayer is powerful. Prayer is powerful. It's for the spiritual, for the religious. It's for all of us. Prayer is a great form of meditation. So if you're not going to meditate tonight,
And these are all just
if you could
different.
at least speak to something,
Yeah,
be great.
love it. I love it. Go ahead, Chan.
These are all just different, vocabularies and terminologies for
Right.
like you said, like
I
we're
was
simply
trying
just
to
carving
correlate
this
that a little
time
bit.
out
Mm-hmm.
we're all carving this time out for ourselves to be mindful of the thoughts that we're not pushing back into the subconscious and just allowing it to build and build and build. And then when we have those triggers, something that like sets us off, whether it be stubbing your toe, getting stuck in traffic, or whatever that trigger is for you, you get a lot more angry or a lot more built up exertion of energy from suppressing a lot of this subconscious energy that's living in the mind, because the mind is a muscle. It needs to be exercised, it needs to be worked out, and we need to make sure that we're paying attention to it consciously. And that's really what the meditation is. And obviously when you're going into prayer, or there are different forms, but really for practicality of reducing the stress and fear and anxiety, it's really just spending some time with yourself, listening to your body, and really expressing that gratitude from within, whether that be creator, yourself, you are the creator, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like for you. But we're all humans on this earth, and we relatively operate on the same molecular level, and that our brains have same hormones and things. So this will help us even for the most simplest of simple.
For sure. So I want to get back to like real practicality. So like, so essentially after that body scan and the breath count, guys, what we can do is really what's called release meditations. Okay. So I want to go through a few different breathing techniques that you can do to literally release sensations and emotions that come with that are stored in your body out of your system. Okay. Ryan, did we lose you again? All right.
He's probably got more daddy duties.
More daddy duties. All right. So that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about this real quick. So first, if you're, let's say, in traffic, or you're on the go, or you just want to do some breathing exercises, you don't even have to be in meditation. You don't even have to have your eyes closed for this one. Okay. And I learned this on this video that I saw on Gaia, and this specific breathing technique with a number of seconds gets it basically gets you into heart center, okay, to where you're not in your thinking brain and you're not stressing, and opens your heart so you can act with more love. So it's in for 5 seconds, okay, so it's inhale for 5, okay, and then you hold for 5, okay, so it's like you hold for 5 seconds, and then you release for 10 seconds, you exhale. So all the way till 10 seconds. And then you repeat that. Okay, so it's 5, 5, 10. So inhale 5, hold for 5, and then exhale for 10. You do that literally 10 times. I promise you'll be in a completely different state than like the 3 minutes before you did it. Okay, do that 10 times over. And one, you might find your thinking mind trying to run around, and your thinking mind like getting anxious and getting impatient. But stick the course. I promise you, by the 4th or 5th round of that breathing, you will be in a completely different state. Okay. Now, while you're in meditation, you can do something super powerful that I actually did a couple Thursdays ago at my house in person, what are called release meditations. Okay. So what you want to do after you do your breath counts, after you do the body scan, after you do your overall awareness of your sensations in your body, you want to bring up the negative emotion and the negative sensations that come along with that. You want to bring those up to the surface. Okay. So in this technique, coronavirus. So, yeah.
So you want to bring those up, guys. You want to bring up those sensations, okay? And you want to sit with them and allow them to be there, okay? Right now, there's a lot of those sensations that are already at the surface because of the fear that is kind of clouding our collective right now. So
someone made a good comment. They said to do a tension check.
A what?
A tension check. Check your body to see where you're holding tension.
Oh, tension. Absolutely. Yeah.
Unclench your hands and jaw. And
so we'll be doing an entire thing. Like I'm actually going to be leading you guys in a group meditation probably tomorrow or the day after. We'll post it to see when the next one is, when all of our schedules can correlate. And we'll do a mini one at the end here. Just out of curiosity for everybody who's watching, would you guys want to do a live meditation? If you would, just type yes, because I just want to see who would be interested in that. But
yeah, give us a big yes.
Yeah. So so while you're doing that though, guys, you want to bring to the surface all these sensations that your negative emotion brings up. And then once they're there very much hardcore at the surface, you can feel them. Maybe your stomach closes. Maybe you have some sensations here in your chest. Maybe it's harder to breathe. The anxiety usually happens around here, right? Fear can happen in your stomach, but it can be different for everybody. You want to get real to those sensations, right? Super real, and intensify them, bring them to the surface. And then what you could do is you can imagine them releasing from your body up your spine, like you can imagine it going up all the way up. And then what you want to do is similar to the 5-5-10. You want to inhale for 6, right? And then hold it here, right? And you can kind of feel it traveling up your body. And then you can exhale to release that. And then that can be a similar 5-5-10 count, okay? And so it's really powerful. Again, like I said, once you have access to those brainwave levels that you can access the subconscious, it's very, very powerful thing. And then enough releases, and over time, again, compounding of the benefits over time, doing this daily will drastically help with the fear that's going on right now. Okay. After you release it, this is the last part. After you release it, you want to cultivate love. So what's an easy way to do that? When you're in that state, especially if you have like music that's playing, it's very easy to cultivate love if you think about somebody that you really care about. Think about somebody that you love. Think about some experiences with your family, with your loved ones. And okay, I got you, Ryan. So think about experiences with your family and people that you love that will get you into that state. And I'll talk about it tomorrow or the day after, and I'm going to go deep into it. So Ryan and Chandler have to bounce, and yeah, we're pretty much about to end here. But yeah, go ahead, Ryan and Chan, and then I have some final things to say too. So
just a quick one. This has been really great tonight. There's a lot of items to be taken that can be used already. I got this book. It's called That Which You Are Seeking Is Causing You to Seek. My man, he's below me where I'm standing right now. But there was a really easy way to that. I just wanted to read it real quick if you don't mind. It's just like a couple paragraphs, so it's just quick. Pretty good reader. All right. So tonight's another thing you can do with that release meditation. That is huge. And by the way, I'm going to be going to sleep here soon. Sleep is another thing that is going to allow you to be calm and get into a great place too. So get some good sleep tonight if possible. Anyway, so sit down in a comfortable position that enables you to keep your back straight. Relax your abdomen. Drop your shoulders. Let your eyes rest 3 or 4 feet out in front of you. And then take a few deep breaths to get primed. And let your breathing return to normal. Don't try to make yourself breathe or do anything. Just breathe. Be breathing. And then feel your body breathing. Feel the air into your body. Let it fill your body and leave your body. And then we're wrapping up because it's really simple. Thoughts will arise and pass away, as we talked about. Feelings will arise and pass away. You may hear sounds, you smell odors, see sights, feel sensations. Just notice them. Resisting nothing, holding on to nothing, resisting no thing, holding on to no thing, allowing everything to be as it is. So just sit, not trying to accomplish anything, not trying to change anything, especially yourself. Breathe in and breathe out. That's a really simple, beautiful way to get into this tonight too. So that was about it.
All right. I love it. I love it. You got to bounce out, you said? Or are you with us for a few more minutes?
I'm hanging in there to the very end, brother.
All right. My man. All right, go ahead, Chan. Did you say you had some things to say? Did you have to leave soon too, or?
I don't have anything to say, but yeah, I got to start running here pretty soon.
All right, so we'll close out here, guys. Obviously, there's a lot that was said tonight. We were talking for about an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. So the funny thing is we barely scratched the surface with anything that we talked about, and so we haven't even gotten started. We're gonna be going live. We're gonna come up with a regular schedule. We kind of just wanted to see, what your guys' thoughts were. Right now, if there are any final questions that you'd like us to talk about, discuss, and bring up that are helping us live a more prosperous, happy life, even in these tried times right now, full of love, energy, and positivity, please comment right now. Just ask us any questions that you might have, even after this is over. If you're watching this tomorrow or the day after, just let us know, guys. We are here to help. We don't want anything from you guys. We want nothing but to help.
I do. I actually do. Sorry. I have a program I'd like to sell for $19.99. In just a moment.
Wait, hold on. Wait. And for today
only. I'm just kidding.
Today only.
For today, it is today only. I'm trying to get you all hyped up. I've been learning this thing. I took a course myself. But look, for real, I do want something out of you. Let me just throw this in there real quick because I do want something out of you, because we've been putting a lot of work, inner work, to even feel like tonight would be something that we could do. We want to create a platform to you to have a voice too. Obviously, we want to give you a lot of nuggets. We want to give you all this crap we've been learning. It's not crap, but we've filled ourselves up with so much. We're overflowing. You need to take some of what all of us collectively have here, but we want your voice to come up. I recognize, and I know my brothers here do too, that we need to come alive right now. We need to shine. We need to come out of hiding. And that's something I'm doing here tonight. I'm not talking about sales or marketing tonight. As my boy Joe with a successful business, my boy Chandler already sold some businesses. My guy up here, Keith, which is an amazing entrepreneur as well. We're coming out of hiding. There's a lot of things we want to give to the world, and that's what we're doing here tonight. And we want you to come out of hiding too. We want you to open up your voice. We want your opinion to be heard, and we want you to get on your newsfeed. Get a live video telling your story or giving something to the world tonight too. So I do want something out of you, and it's for you to come awake, and it's for you to be the shining light that we know that you are.
Hold up.
Love that.
I highlighter job.
I love you guys. And shout out to our brother Tony Salazar, our soul brother out there too.
Yeah, for real. Yes. Oh, Tony's on. Tony, what up, man? Showing you love, bro.
Yeah.
And so listen, guys. So we have good questions, you said? Okay, cool. So
I want to add something quick too.
Yeah.
So I did a video on my own newsfeed this morning, in the spirit of unity and coming together. There's a lot of separation and isolation going on right now, for obvious reasons. And I think a lot of people are probably dealing with some loneliness, definitely probably dealing with some depression and anxiety for sure. And, I want us to be mindful as a collective human species, as a collective consciousness that, there are certain powers that be that would prefer us to be isolated, that would prefer us to be separated. And I think now is the time to be more mindful than ever of this opportunity to be in unity, to be connected, to look at each other as one earth, one planet, one species, one collective, one consciousness. Like, we are not separated. Separation is the biggest illusion that ever pervaded mankind. Okay. Like, we are one, and we need to start acting and believing and living into that reality. You may be isolated because maybe you have some symptoms, and that's advisable. But don't be isolated mentally, okay? Don't block yourself away in a hole, in a room mentally. Like, reach out to people, reach out to your community, reach out to your friends. You can get on your phone still works.
Reach out to us.
Reach out to us. Reach out to us.
Reach out to us.
Like, if we're gonna survive this, no one survives anything alone. Okay, the only way that we can survive this is as a collective, as a species, as we come together in unity and oneness. It is so important, because oftentimes we feel so alone, but we're all dealing with the same crap right now. We're all dealing with the same issue
Collectively. Yes.
There's power in recognizing that we are basically, we need each other. We really do need each other. And so be mindful of that. Just like look for opportunities to reach out, to connect, look for opportunities to be, in that space of oneness, in that space of unity, in that space of connection more now than ever. Like, turn this into an opportunity. Like, you can go down a road of despair and anxiety, or you can turn this into an opportunity to raise the collective consciousness of humanity, to raise the vibration of our planet, to raise the vibration of all of the universe. Like, that is an opportunity that is before us. Let's join together and show each other and the planet how strong we can be in unity as we come together. And I think that is really, really a powerful state that we can start to live by, start to exist by, start to embody what it means to be a human in all of its fullness and all of its attributes and all of its love, and just create that space for others, for us, for everybody. I just want to throw that in there.
That was beautifully said. That was beautifully said.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
I love
It's
it.
going to bring people
as
together
usual.
in so many beautiful ways. Like, on the surface, this may be some crazy pandemic or whatever the portrayal of what's happening is happening. But this is a beautiful thing that's happening in our world today. Primarily because we're, again, like I've said this many times before, like, we're being exposed of the vulnerabilities. And now the biggest thing is that we've been so separated for a long time in our communities that we're able to reconnect again with our communities, our friends and family, and really sit in presence with them without a lot of the other distractions. And so this is really bringing a lot of people together. And that's one thing I really encourage, like you guys have touched on it, is that you reach out to your friends, you reach out to your family. A big thing is we've grown up in this world where we are taught that we need to be individualized. And as our ancestors have grown up and been raised, and through generations, like, we grew up in tribes and packs and in communities together. But now it's when you turn 18, you go to off to college and you're alone, and you start building your own, legacy versus needing to join onto someone that has a similar belief or similar views, or with your family or whatever that may be. This is really going to strengthen communities, connect communities, and bring people close together in ways that we've probably never seen before. And I think this is what I'm most excited about, because whatever your belief system is, God, universe, whatever terminology is that you have, the way that I like to view this is, I'm surrendered to the process. I'm surrendered to the human experience. I'm not really having an expectation and a preference, and I'm not having I'm not having a preference whether it's on the side of good or bad. I'm trying to eliminate these dualities and know that everything's happening for divine reasons, without me ever needing to truly know the answer why. I don't need to know why. I'm not going to know right now today, but maybe 2 years down the road, I'm going to look back at this and be like, wow, that is exactly why all of those things happened and they correlated together. So it's my responsibility to surrender and simply have no preference and observe everything that's going on in the world. There might be different things that happen to me that in the moment might emotionally upset me. But again, that's when you observe those emotions, but you can't live inside of those emotions for much longer than what I like to call the 36, I think it was a 36-minute rule. I've heard it preached in different ways multiple times. But basically, you don't sit in that state of fear for more than 36 minutes. You sit there, you analyze it and digest it. But again, you observe the things in front of you and you move on. And that's what this is going to do for us. It's going to help us surrender, not have a preference, and know that it's all guided for divine reasons.
Love it.
That was beautiful. I got one little quick thing to say. It's on my heart. I got to say it. I just got to say it. So, because all of us have been through this, and I think this is an important thing to leave off with. So Rumi said, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. And today I am wise, so I am changing myself. And I know a lot of people watching this are wanting to be world changers. I know all of us want to change the world. We're big thinkers right here. These guys in here. I know that you guys watching and gals watching are also big thinkers, but we want to give you tools to start at home and to start changing yourself, because all of us used to look externally for a lot of stuff to fix our lives, or things to get, or things to have, or things to be outside of us. But when each one of these guys that you've watched tonight started doing the inner work and realizing that it all starts within, that's when things change. And I bet everyone could shake their head right now and say that, yes, that is exactly what took place for everybody on this.
100%.
So we want to give you some tools to be able to start within and stop looking externally for everything and all the answers. And it starts within, and then it starts with the relationship, and it branches out from there to those big thoughts of changing the whole universe. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. And so, you know what, we're going to do this, guys. We're going to create a Facebook group. And basically this group is going to be about exactly what Ryan just said. So giving you tools, not only giving you tools, but giving you, the specific mindset and the community to raise your awareness, to raise your vibrations, to raise your mood, to raise the people that, your network of people that you can rely on. And again, we don't want anything. We're not going to get anything from this, right? And so, anything selfishly, and let me put it that way, okay? And so,
Happiness.
If you want to be in that group, right, whether you're alive right now or whether you're watching the replay, just make
Better
sure
be
to
alive.
Huh? Yeah.
Better be alive, y'all.
Just make sure to type in the comments below. Just type group, and then we'll make sure to add you specifically to that group. We want to make sure that this group is, grows organically. But we're gonna be covering everything from from health topics to food, to body, right, to mind, to meditation. We're probably gonna have some guest speakers at some point come onto our lives that are a lot more well versed to actually talk about specific subjects, and we'll be doing meditations. We'll be doing, like I said, a lot of cool stuff on there that we can come together as a community, as opposed to just feeling very divisive and alone right now. And so, if that's you, and if you want to be a part of that group, just type group in the comments, and we'll make sure to add you to that. Okay. And the last thing I want to say is really just what you said, Keith, Chandler, what you said, and Ryan, what we have all said tonight is the power of we. Okay. And it's the power of we versus the power of me. You can't do anything alone. Right. And it's only when we come together. And I literally had this personal example where it was only when I came together with these guys, right, these three other guys that are on this, that I really started to genuinely feel, I felt better. My energy was totally changed, because now I wasn't thinking about my personal issues. I was thinking about the world. I was thinking about the universe. I was thinking about things that were bigger than me, way bigger than me. And that's why I'm literally taking the next few weeks, maybe a few months off from work, and literally focusing on this. So whatever you guys need, please reach out to any one of us, and reach out to me, reach out to Keith, reach out to Chandler, reach out to Ryan. If you need anything, literally, I mean anything. Okay. And so,
Yes,
I'll leave it with that. Do you guys have anything
Yeah,
else that you guys
I
wanted to touch on?
just this thing. So I did get I have a dear friend of mine who is a nurse. So for practicality reasons, we still want to be smart. We want to be respectful of what's going on right now.
yes, absolutely.
In the spirit of collectivity and collectiveness, working together, like we're gonna stop this virus if we work together. If anybody goes rogue, and doing their own thing, then that's where things can potentially get worse.
Yeah.
So I have a very dear friend who is a nurse in California, and she basically sent me a message earlier and said, "Hey, I see you're going live on Facebook today." She basically said, "This virus is no joke. Our medical system is quickly becoming over inundated and short on supplies." So the two things that she stressed the most, she said, "Could you please share this on your Facebook Live tonight? The two most important things people can do right now to prevent the spread of this thing is, number one, self-quarantine, and number two, start practicing social distancing, which is 6 feet away from people.
And by the way, guys, I want to direct you to the CDC too. Let's make sure that everyone is getting all their information on the virus, the physical virus from CDC and no one else. Not your nurse, not your mom, not anybody but the CDC.gov. Please go there for all of your virus information. Tonight we spoke about the most important virus that we actually have expertise on, and that is the virus of fear. So that was our virus expertise. CDC.gov for any information about the virus, which is where you need to go.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Was there anything else? That's it. Okay. All right, guys. So be responsible. Okay. But again, if you're just tuning in now, or maybe if you're watching this, please watch the whole thing. It's going to give you a lot of tips on how to reduce the fear and anxiety within your lives in this uncertain time. Okay. So look out for another announcement or a post from us for our next live. We'll be talking about, again, we'll be diving deeper into whatever it is. We'll look through the comments and see what you guys wanted to discuss. And we'll basically just be talking about the next biggest thing that can help you guys overcome fear, move into a place of love, of inclusion, of community, of we versus me. And
yes.
Take care of your minds, take care of your hearts, take care of your bodies, take care of your souls tonight. Love the ones, hug the ones that you love a little closer, right? With social responsibility.
That is not social distancing.
Already cross-contaminated. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, you guys can type in manual too. If you guys are having anxiety right now, I do have a manual. It is free. If you have Evernote and you want to have a manual that I put together, it's pretty extensive. It's got some great information in there. Type in manual and put your email address, and I'll send that over to you. You have to have Evernote though. It is for anxiety relief, and it's got some great information. So I'll give that away for free.
Awesome. All right, Chan, Ryan, Keith, anybody else have anything final to say?
Nope.
All right, cool, guys. Well, look out for a post from us. Again, we're going to be creating that Facebook group, and we love you guys. All right. Have a blast tonight. And, if you're just getting on, again, rewatch this thing, and we'll see you guys at the next one.
Love y'all.
Peace. Love you guys.
Peace and love. See you guys.
Peace and love, baby. All day. Oh, shit. Wait.